Hello my dear students, Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? Hope all of you are in good health by the grace of Almighty Allah. Today I'm going to start a lesson on chapter 4, use of a spreadsheet. After reading this chapter, we'll be able to explain the relationship between ICT and a spreadsheet. Secondly, identify the fields of using a spreadsheet. Thirdly, explain the objectives of using a spreadsheet software. And finally, describe the technique of using a spreadsheet software. Okay, now come to the lesson. Lesson 22. A spreadsheet. Human beings have been keeping accounts since the primitive age. They would keep it by using symbols, either on stones or on the bark of trees. The invention of abacus is the result of this attempt. Paper and ink were the only means of keeping the accounts before 50 years. The invention of calculator gives human beings the advantage of calculating, but the problem of complicated and big calculation persisted. This problem is solved after the invention of computer. Now see the image of the first calculating device, abacus. An abacus is a mathematical device used to assist a person in performing mathematical calculations and counting. The abacus was used in early civilizations including the Chinese, Egyptian, Greek, Persian, and Roman civilizations. Before the abacus, the early methods people had to use for their mathematical calculations were their fingers and toes or stones in the dirt. Even today, in certain parts of the world, the abacus is still used as a primary counting device. Now comes calculator. Calculator is an electronic hardware device or software capable of performing mathematical calculations such as addition, multiplication, subtraction, or division. The Casio Computer Company developed the first electronic calculator in 1957. Since then, calculators have come in many sizes, and they are also built into most operating systems on computers as well as smartphones and tablets. Here comes computer. A computer is a programmable device that accepts data, processes that data, produces output, and stores the results. Today, computers make jobs that used to be complicated much simpler. For example, you can write a letter in a word processor, edit it anytime, spell check, print copies, and send it to someone across the world in a matter of seconds. All these activities would have taken someone days, if not months, to do before. Also, these examples are a small fraction of what computers can do. Now come concept of a spreadsheet. The lexicographic meaning of a spreadsheet is a paper big in size and spread. This sheet is used to keep the accounts of business firms. Making a table, the total picture of accounts is preserved. But now, the software-based spreadsheet program has replaced paper-based spreadsheet. Thus, the use of a spreadsheet becomes popular. In the late 70s, the Apple company at first invented the spreadsheet software called VisiCalc, which stands for Visible Calculator. After that, Microsoft Excel, OpenOffice, Calc, Kspread were devised. Now, the most popular and extensively used spreadsheet software is Microsoft Excel. Let's see the icons of different spreadsheet software given below. VisiCalc, Microsoft Excel, OpenOffice Calc. Later I explain them. Now, we can define a spreadsheet as a table of values arranged in rows and columns. Each value can have a predefined relationship to the other values. Or we can define the spreadsheet in this way. A spreadsheet is an interactive computer application program for organization, analysis, and storage of data in tabular form. Now let's see some examples of spreadsheet programs. First one is VisiCalc. VisiCalc was the first spreadsheet software program developed by Apple in 1978. VisiCalc was eventually sold to Lotus Development Corporation and was the basis for the development of the Lotus 1-2-3 spreadsheet application. Lotus 1-2-3. Lotus 1-2-3 was a popular command line spreadsheet program in the 1980s and released on January 26, 1983 by Lotus Software, which is now a part of IBM. Lotus 1-2-3 later released a graphical user interface version of their spreadsheet. However, with the popularity of Microsoft Excel, it did not gain wide acceptance. Today, the successor to Lotus 1-2-3 is Lotus Symphony. Microsoft Multiplan, or simply Multiplan. Multiplan was an early command line spreadsheet program developed by Microsoft and released in 1982. At the time, Multiplan was one of the most ported programs of all time, running on 50 different types of computers. Microsoft later abandoned Multiplan in 1985 when they started releasing Microsoft Excel, a graphical user interface-based spreadsheet program. Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel, or simply Excel, is a spreadsheet program developed by Microsoft, and it was first released on September 30, 1985. OpenOffice Calc. OpenOffice Calc is an open-source spreadsheet program. The software is compatible with all major operating systems, including Microsoft Windows, Apple macOS, and Linux. It is freely available to all users and is a great alternative to Microsoft Excel. LibreOffice Calc. LibreOffice Calc is a spreadsheet program of LibreOffice suite. It runs on Microsoft Windows, macOS, and Linux. LibreOffice was first released on September 28, 2010 by the Document Foundation as a beta version. The first stable version was released on January 25, 2011. LibreOffice is free and open source software originally based on OpenOffice.org, and it is the most actively developed OpenOffice.org successor project. Spreadsheet window. Now see basic structure of any spreadsheet window, and this window is divided into rows and columns. Horizontal lines are rows, and rows are generally numbered by 1, 2, 3, 4 in this way, and the columns are indicated by the letters A, B, C in this way. Horizontal lines are rows and vertical lines are columns, and by intersecting rows and columns we may have many cells. So in the working area, the small boxes that we can find here are cells, and the cell address may be A1, B1, A2, B2 in this way. Now, uses of a spreadsheet. There are many different uses of spreadsheets. The main use for a spreadsheet is using basic formulas to work out various sums, and they can also be used to represent data graphically using graphs and charts. The uses of a spreadsheet are almost endless. Below are some other popular uses of spreadsheets. Finance. Spreadsheets are ideal for financial data such as your checking account information, budgets, taxes, transactions, billing invoices, receipts, forecasts, and any payment system. Next is education. Teachers can use spreadsheets to track students, preparing results, and identify relevant data such as high and low scores, missing tests, and students who are struggling. Sports. Spreadsheets can be used in sports to record the team statistics and then work out goal per game percentages. And also it can be used to keep a game roster, games played, and also draw up graphs and charts that show team performance. It can also be used to get a player's averages, such as average goals per game, injuries per season, and other vital statistics. Shopkeeping. Shopkeepers can also use spreadsheets to record sales of all their stock. They can view what items are selling well, what are not selling at all, and what items are not sold out. Healthcare. Health organizations can use spreadsheets to record patients' details for easy access by doctors and other staff. They can also be used to show the date they were admitted and the date they were signed out by a doctor. Thanks for watching.